Industry in Transition, Realizing the Digital Enterprise. Joining us today to talk about that, Andy Chatha, President of ARC Advisory Group. Andy, welcome.
Great to be here, Russell.
Andy, I think it's fair to say that there are probably any number of definitions out there of the digital enterprise, but at ARC, let's walk through how it is that you define that. What would you say?
Russell, that's true. Digital transformation or going digital, or you can call actually becoming a digital enterprise, means different things to different companies and different industries, because industry is very diverse. You go from automotive industries to the chemical industries, the needs, the business model is very different. So it's really going to depend on what the company's business model is and the industry they are in and so forth. However, an ARC view, we believe a digital enterprise has 5 key characteristics. We also, a few months ago, we did a big survey, and as part of the survey results, executives said, in fact, actually, becoming more customer-centric, becoming more agile is more important, because companies are trying to become agile for, a couple of decades, for a long time. But going digital can take the agility, the flexibility to another higher level. So that's number one. Secondly, companies, as they are going digital, they have to start changing their business model. They have to start looking for new ways to bring new opportunities, to bring new capabilities to their customer, improving the customer experience. I think that's going to be another key characteristics of going digital. Third, companies have to start becoming more data-driven. Industrial companies are known to have lots and lots of data. And now you have to start leveraging this data. Unfortunately, in the past, we didn't have good tools for companies to leverage them to make sense out of the data. Now we have lots of tools. They can help companies make sense out of the data and help them actually realize some new opportunities they didn't have before. Now, another characteristics of going digital is going to be companies are going to have to start adopting open, secure software platforms. As companies are bringing more and more new technology to their plants and to their organizations, it's going to become more and more critical that all these technologies work together. And lastly, and the fifth characteristics is no company, small or large, can do it alone. And increasingly, companies have to start actually encourage collaboration internally among their employees, plus they have to work with the partners. Because industrial enterprises are very complex organizations. Their supply chains are so complex, their plant operations are so complex. And so increasingly, companies are going to need to work with their partners more and more. Overall, when you look at it, what companies are going to have to do, they really have to change the culture internally. They have to create a more innovation focus. They have to kind of start training their employees. So it has to come from the top down, from boardroom all the way down. Companies have to start creating, adopting, more collaborative type of culture among their organizations.
Great insight into the characteristics that accompany that transformation. I guess the threshold question is, why, though, would a company want to do this? Why would it make this endeavor? Question is then, what are the benefits? What would you say?
Right. Clearly, as part of this survey, we did ask executives, why is digital transformation important to you? And, answer was overwhelming. Yes, it's a very, very critical to our survival. Certainly, we are seeing that if companies don't go through this digital transformation, it's going to be very challenging. The competition is going to be increasing to a level, we already have seeing what's happening in the automotive industry. You talk to automotive companies, they are working very hard to transform actually their companies because they know they got strong competition from third parties. The same thing is actually happening in other industries. We are going to see, new competition right here at our forum. In fact, actually, we have so many new people, so many new companies who this is their first time attending this forum. So we have a lot of new players coming to our industry. So for some companies, it's going to be a matter of survival. For others, it's going to be actually a matter of improving their profitability, becoming more productive, and so forth. So overall, it's critical for companies. Good thing is, industrial companies have actually a lot of opportunities to improve their operations. The lower hanging fruit is to start adding more intelligence to products. And that's what automotive companies are doing right now. They are working very hard to make their the vehicles more autonomous. And once you make your vehicles autonomous, or else once you connect your car to the internet, now you have a whole new business model. In the past, automotive companies, hardly knew who their customers were. They didn't know who bought their cars. And now they are going to right away know, who their customers are, and then hopefully they can start improving their customer experience. So it's going to be actually a lot of opportunities for these companies. On the other hand, for example, oil and gas or chemical, for other companies, the big benefits are actually in the plants. They can start eliminating downtime by making their machines more intelligent, by monitoring them remotely and so forth. And as executives said, they need to become more agile. They can start making their production much more agile so that they can actually meet the constantly changing demand from their customers.
And the open and secure software platforms, clearly something is top of mind for you. Walk us through then just why you place so much emphasis on that. Why is that so important?
Yeah. Well, most industrial companies, Russell, already have a lot of software applications and platforms in their plants. All the way from, obviously, companies have automation platform, in the plants. They have enterprise ERP platform, at their business center or corporate data centers. They have actually a supply chain platform to manage their supply chain, and CRM platform to manage their customers, and they have PLM platform to manage their design operations. So companies already have a lot of software, and the challenge is really interoperability. But on top of all of this, we have all of these new technologies that are coming to the plants and organizations. For example, companies are going to need kind of some sort of a mobility platform, connectivity platforms, analytics platforms, asset management platforms. So essentially, it's going to be a battle of platforms, because companies are going to have all of these platforms. Now they got to work with each other. They got to be interoperable. On top of that, companies have to worry about cybersecurity. They have all the cyber threats. So they need to make sure all of this, actually, these platforms they are acquiring, they are secure. So going forward, we believe that, open platforms, open and secure platforms are going to be critical for companies. And when they are trying to select which platforms are right for them, it's going to be really critical if they are choosing the right ones.
This year's forum is the largest ever, the most attendees you've ever had. Congratulations, by the way. But here's the question. If you could speak to each and every one of them, what would be the takeaway that you would want the attendees to have?
Yeah. Well, clearly our message this morning was, you got to start going digital now. You cannot actually, wait for this to happen, because it's really a journey. You know, it's not going to be actually one software applications or actually a matter of you can do it in a few months or a few years. It's going to be a long journey. Industry is very complex organizations. You know, they are making complex products and so forth. So our message really is that companies, you know, got to start going digital now.
Great service here, airing so many views on the importance of digital transformation. Andy, I know clearly you are extremely busy here at the forum, but you found time to sit down with us. Thank you very, very much.
Great to be here with you.
It's Andy Chatha, ARC, speaking with us today about the importance of the digital enterprise. Thank you for watching.